Good afternoon. Hope you had a nice weekend. Good start to the week so far. For all who celebrate, I hope you had a great Easter holiday. It's Monday, and that means it's time for this week's edition of the Risk Safeguard Advantage podcast. I'm JBelek, your host. I don't know about you, but for me, Easter was a special holiday this year because I finally got to see some of my elderly family members who've been vaccinated, and there was just a more sense of normal than past holidays over the last year, as well as an alleviation of some fear from the pandemic. And I think that's important because although things appear to be returning to some sense of normalcy up here in the Northeast, the mental health aspect of the last year is going to linger on for many months to come. And employers are seeing that and feeling that, and communities are seeing that and feeling that. And I think that's important for employers to understand because I said at the beginning of the year that the number one challenge or risk to businesses in the year ahead is going to be their workforce. And I've talked to so many business owners recently, all of which are saying the same thing, which is it is impossible to find good talent to hire. The pandemic is influencing that. And furthermore, the government stimulus is affecting that. What does that all mean for you as a business owner or business manager? Those factors are outside of your control. And no matter how much money you're willing to offer someone or better benefits, it's not really having an impact right now. And for companies who need to grow and need to hire people, it's a real challenge. So what can you control outside of being willing to pay someone more money or give them better benefits to try and steal them away from a competitor? It's your culture, your corporate company culture. Last week we talked about the family that started the business known today as Lego, and all of the hardship and trial and tribulation that they endured over the century, not just starting out, but continuously. 3 factories burning to the ground, family members dying in the middle of recovery. It just seems like it was written for a novel. But that company and that family endured largely because of their mission and their culture allowed them to do so. And today, over 100 years later, our children play with Legos. Imagine if that company decided to pack it in and call it quits. Would we have Legos today? Maybe, maybe not. And that's what I encourage all of you family businesses out there who are having a challenge right now to remember. It's not just about what the business does today or tomorrow. It's what's your story going to be 100 years from now. That's probably the favorite part of my job, is talking to a 4th, 5th, 6th generation family business owner about how their company started and what it is today. And again, the culture sustains time, and it changes and it changes and it evolves. But the culture of the founders of the company, it's amazing how often that is ingrained in the current generations running that business. And that's something for all companies and employers to think about right now, is what is your culture going to be? Is your culture going to be a growth culture that allows you to hire the best to come work for you, that want to come work for you and be with you on your corporate mission? Ultimately, your culture is your number one determinant of success or failure. We talk about safety culture and the importance of safety culture and the return on investment, but what I'm talking about today is the highest level of your corporate culture as an employer. If your culture is one that is geared for success, then this latest challenge of workforce is just going to be one more bump in your story. So I want to leave you with a few tips that I would like to give you of keeping culture front of mind right now in the pandemic as we hopefully come out of it. But it's how to support your employees. So first and foremost, make sure you're building a culture of connection. One of the biggest challenges of the pandemic is we all feel like we've lost our sense of connection. Number 2, make sure as leaders of the company you are modeling healthy behaviors. And also, by the way, as a leader right now, it's okay to be vulnerable. Show your employees that it's okay to be vulnerable, to talk about you're not feeling okay. Communicate regularly. Very important right now. People are seeking communication, they're seeking interaction, and they want to hear from you. And I know everyone's list of responsibilities has grown, but communicating is so important right now. And then lastly, make sure that you are making sure your workforce feels wanted and important to the corporate mission and the corporate culture. Make sure they know that there's resources available to them if they need help. If you successfully do those 5 things, your culture will be on its way to a successful story. And I look forward to sharing that with you for many years to come. That's all for today. Have a great week. Go out there and help build a winning, successful culture. Take care.